My presentation is on workplace conflict. We've all been in a situation at work where it's been uncomfortable and it might be an issue that you can't get resolved between you and the employee or you and your coworker. Pulling in leadership is a good way to help avoid or to deal with workplace conflict. Leadership is a full contact sport. If you can't or do not want to address workplace conflict, you might not want to be in a leadership role. While you can try to avoid it, which is not a good idea, does not mean it will go away. Conflict rarely resolves itself and usually only gets worse if it is not dealt with. Good leaders won't play favorites, they won't get involved in the drama, and they will not tolerate the bad behavior. However, they will deal with it and resolve it. Developing good conflict resolution skills are crucial to building a good business example. Unresolved conflict can result in poor productivity. Good conflict resolution for leaders can result in dedicated employees, and leaders who are not good at conflict will most likely lose those good employees. There are two major causes of conflict: communication and emotions. Usually, workplace conflict is a result of lack of information, poor information, no information at all, or misinformation. Good communication can decrease workplace conflict if there is a clear, concise, accurate, and timely communication of information. Poor communication can lead to letting emotions drive our decisions. Sometimes we can get so upset and say things that could cost us our job. So I'm going to discuss a few ways to help resolve workplace conflict and what to do if it does not or cannot get resolved. Make it clear what's acceptable behavior. A clear job description so that people know what is expected. This will help avoid conflict or confusion. Post in the department or the facility what's acceptable and what is not so everyone can see it. Shut down conflict when it happens. Prevent it before it can happen can usually help relieve some tension as well. Dealing with it immediately is important, and spending the time to do so will help avoid conflict. Find out what's in it for me. Figure out what that person's motivation is. Help others to achieve their objective will also avoid conflict. In some important factors, pick your battle. If the issue is important enough to cause conflict, it is important enough to resolve it. You want to definitely open lines of communication to help close those gaps and hear both sides of the story. Conflict is a potential for learning. You could miss out on great opportunities. And smart leaders will always look for the positive in the conflict of opinions and discuss all the options with the employees in a positive way. There can be resolution found in conflict. Finding a common ground can help, along with communication, forgiveness, compassion, and empathy. Do not play favorites. Make sure you follow up with the employees to see how it's going and to make sure their issue is resolved or they see it heading to resolution. If workplace conflict cannot get resolved, you might want to bring in a third party or human resources, especially if the employee is feeling threatened at all, if the employee is threatening to quit their job. If there are discrimination issues, you definitely want to get human resources involved or another party. If you're finding leadership cannot help, you want to get involved with human resources. And if it gets too personal between the employees and it starts to affect their performance, this is when you want to get human resources involved. So I think the ways that we've discussed about how to resolve workplace conflict is a good start. By doing some of these things, will definitely help resolve any workplace conflict. And I think keeping the lines of communication open is a sure way to avoid it.